good, everybody? It is your boy Super Saiyan Kaaba back with another Xenoverse 2 video for you guys today. We are here to finally do the Xenoverse 2 tier list that I kind of talked to you guys about a little bit in the past, but actually never got around to the video. But today, again, like I said, we are here to finally get this done. Now, I will say this will be a two-part video right here, guys. No doubt in my mind this is gonna take way longer, and it's gonna need two parts because there's literally almost 100 characters in Xenoverse 2. I know a lot of people don't actually realize that, but you gotta think we've gotten over 20 DLC characters since the game has come out. So if the game is not already at 100, it may even be over 100 in total amount of characters within Xenoverse 2. So again, this is definitely going to be a two-part video, but what we're going to do in this one today in particular, we're just going to go down the line, just straight down, keep going, and all the way until we get to Jace. Once we get to Jace, guys, Jace is about the halfway point, and that is where we're going to stop part 1, and then I'll record part 2 as well with the rest of the characters. Now, getting this started with the first character at Bardock. Actually, before we get this started, guys, I will have this website linked down below in the description if you want to check this website out and send me your tier list on Twitter. My Twitter is also linked down below in the description as well, so be sure to do that if you guys would like to. Now, getting started with the man's Bardock. Bardock, in my opinion, guys, is a character who would definitely fit in that B rank at the very least. In my opinion, a character that honestly, through time, you know, some people knew about him, but then a lot of others didn't really know that he was actually a pretty good and viable character. Is he a great character? Not by any means, but at the same time, he actually is a good character, has decent stats, does pretty good basic damage. Then you got the mock kick, mock punch combo, things like that. So again, as a character all around, Bardock actually is fairly decent and would definitely go in that B rank in my opinion, and it's someone that I feel is a little bit slept on. Maybe this tier list will shed a little bit of light on some characters that are a bit slept on, and maybe some more characters will actually start getting used after this. Now, getting into Bardock, guys, in my opinion, Bardock without question goes into that S tier, that God tier at this point in time due to the mentor Bardock. You got to take into consideration the mentor versions of these characters, and without doubt, mentor Bardock is definitely in that God tier, especially after seeing that video that I did on him as well. The man is an absolute monster, just saying. So he's an easy one without doubt. Moving on to Bojack, guys. Bojack's another character I would put in that B rank personally. You know, I'm not the greatest with him, but I've seen some people be extremely saucy with the character as well. And this is a character that I feel if he was, you know, a bit faster and maybe had a little bit more stamina, he might even be able to get into that A tier as well. But just that speed and a little more stamina, in my opinion, like I said, is what kind of keeps him at that B rank. Just for me personally, I just don't like how slow he is. That's the main reason I don't use him. But again, at the same time, I've seen some people be saucy with this man as well. So definitely got Bojack coming in at that B tier on rank. Now, coming in on with Beerus, he's going to come in at the A rank, guys. Without doubt, Beerus is definitely a good character. Definitely a rank character in my opinion. I just really don't like his moves. His move choices to me is really just lackluster, which is kind of understandable. There's not many that we've seen of him in the actual anime, so I understand why his move choice is so limited within the actual game as well. But still, I feel like his moves are really the biggest thing that kind of hold him back right now, because his moves really aren't that great. Besides, you know, the one, I don't know the name of them all in particular, but the one where all the key blasts go everywhere, like the purple key blast, that's really his only good move in my opinion. Yes, you got the little God of Destruction finger beam thing, but that's like just a cheese broken thing. If you use that off a knockdown, you're just a little bit scummy. So nobody really uses that move anyway. So again, that is really why I have Beerus coming in at the A tier. Has good stats, good stamina, good basic, all things like that. It's just his moveset is a little bit lackluster, like I said, in my opinion. Now, Broly, guys. Broly is a tough one for me. Honestly, this is a character that, if he's not in that S and / God tier, he is very close. The new mentor Broly is very good. He has the same type of stat preset as the Bardock does, that combo type C where you get a lot of health, a lot of stamina, basic damage is insane, and still enough ki at 5 bars to do what you need to do. So that stat preset automatically pretty much makes you an A rank. But then when you look at the damage that Broly outputs some of the most damage in this game without question. I believe he has a combo that is like 8,500 damage. Absolutely insane. The only thing that I would say that if you're not going to put him in that S tier, and probably maybe the reason that I may not, would just be due to the overall size, how massive he is compared to other characters. Like when I do fight against Broly, he's just like a massive hit target, very easy to actually chase down, things of that nature. So I'd probably say, if anything, that would be the reason why he's not in the S/God tier. But this Broly, I can understand someone putting him here or here. Both of them would be fine in my opinion, because Broly is an absolute monster post DLC 9 when it comes to the mentor version, at least. Now this version of Broly right here, I'd probably say is a lower A tier. The evil one, pretty much all of the evil characters for the most part in my opinion can get into that A tier, because they have all the good damage, you know, good stats as well. The only thing that really holds some of them back is their moveset is not the best in the world, but all of them are definitely very viable characters, and all of them have that darkness mixture, which no other character in the game has as well. So I'll definitely say that Broly is a low A tier character, not even sniffing really the S tier like this Broly truly can. Like I said, you could put this regular Broly here or here, either or would be fine after that DLC 9 update. Now Majin Buu, guys, Majin Buu's another one that I'm going to throw into that A rank after the mentor update. The DLC 9 update made this man that much better. He already was actually fairly good and fairly slept on with some of the things that he can actually do. He has some a lot of iframe combos. His ultimate with the cookie beam, I believe, has some frames with it as well. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that goes into Majin Buu that honestly makes him a lot better character than he is. And then the mentor version kind of took him to another level. He's one of the few characters in the game that can get up to like 3.5 bars of health. He has literally 3.5 bars of health. That is absolutely insane. On top of all the other stats that are fairly decent at the same time with that type of preset build, now on the mentors after the DLC 9 update is why I would definitely put Majin Buu in that A tier. Pretty much, guys, if you got a mentor, you're guaranteed to at least be in the A tier, because even the balance type preset is just absolutely good. It is very good in my opinion, and you guys will see this throughout the video as we keep going. Now, moving on to Super Buu. Super Buu is a character, guys, that I feel is highly slept on. I could put him in the B rank, but I can also put him in the low A rank. Either or would honestly work for me. I feel like this character is very slept on. Again, the combo game is actually fairly nice. It's not the most damage in the world, but it is definitely good damage. You have almost 10 bars of stamina. You have over, I believe, like 2.5 bars of health. You know, you have a lot to your disposal with this character, and honestly the reach on him is actually very good as well. So this character all around honestly is definitely fairly nice, and someone that I feel is majorly slept on within Xenoverse 2. This is a character I never see used really, and I do not understand why at the same time, because again, this man is very good in this game, and it's not because of the post DLC 9 update or anything like that. He's always been a good character, just someone that, you know, a lot of people do not use. I believe I seen the homie ECS Knight using them one time, and I was like, my man's finally someone showing the man Super Buu some love, because again, he's a very good character within Xenoverse 2 without a doubt. And now moving on to Kid Buu, guys. Kid Buu is a character, I feel he's not as good as Super Buu. I feel Super Buu is better than Kid Buu, but Kid Buu is also a character that can definitely go into that A or B rank. To me, I'd probably put him, it's tough for me to say. If anything, in the B rank, just because of his reach factor. Like on some of his regular combos, it seems like his arms are stretching out, but at the start of them, he doesn't have the most reach in the world. But again, I could put him in the A tier as well, because the stamina, the damage, all things like that are still very good as well. And he's another character that I just feel does not get the love that he deserves in terms of use. Like, this is a character that you barely ever see used online, and I just do not understand why. So again, Kid Buu is a tough one for me. We may change him back into the A rank later on. We'll see how that goes. Now, this version of Kid Buu, honestly, guys, I'd probably say I don't like this version better than the regular version, so I'd put him in the B rank with him. Not much explanation on that needed. Moving on to Buhan. I don't know why there's another Majin Buu there, but moving on to Buhan, guys, without doubt Buhan is definitely a rank character, a highly slept on character in terms of when the DLC actually dropped. I believe it was DLC 6 is one that dropped Buhan. Don't know for sure exactly, but the DLC that dropped Buhan, he was a highly underrated character within that DLC. Probably the best DLC character that came out in that pack, as far as, you know, using them online and things of that nature. Because I believe that was the pack with Tapion, Bora, and Ranger 17. I believe that was that pack. So out of those 4 characters, Buhan was definitely the best in terms of online play. Now, if Ranger 17 was ever to get buffed and actually fixed, he would definitely be an absolute monster of a character. But we're going to talk about Ranger 17 in a bit as well, depending on if he's actually in this half of the video or not. But moving on to my man's Kaaba. Why is there a Kaaba and a Super Saiyan Kaaba? That makes no sense to me. Moving on to my man's Kaaba. Sadly, I got to put my man's in the C rank. You know, if he was to get combos 1 that actually worked, he would be a higher ranking without doubt. But 2, it's really just the combos. The combos that drop online make him unviable. You know, like his moves got buffed in terms of his ultimate. That got a buff to it, making a pretty decent move. Now it's not terrible like it used. Well, it was never terrible, it just never really was good. But his ultimate got buffed. You know, if they were to actually fix his combos, and it's not something that necessarily affects all of the people on Xbox, but it definitely happens on PS4 because the lag is a little bit heavy over there due to the fact that there's more players, and that is obviously shown by the PS4 getting a new Content City. But like I said, due to that reason of his combos dropping, he becomes very unviable, and that is honestly why I'm going to put him in the C rank as of right now. If he was to actually get fixed, I'd probably bump him up to that B rank without a doubt. Now moving on to First Form Cell. First Form Cell is definitely going in at the C rank as well. And I just looked at this list. What is this never used thing and stuff like that? I need to get rid of those in a second. But First Form Cell, to me, as a character, honestly, the combos are very weird. Like his combos are like all over the place, and he can be a very annoying character, but at the same time, it just doesn't feel like you're doing the most damage with the man. Your stats all around just aren't the best, and again, the damage just doesn't feel there, and the moveset is like the Zetsumi bullet, do not get me wrong, one of the dopest ultimates in the game. I wish we had that on our actual CAC. Besides that, you know, really, First Form Cell is just very in my opinion, personally. Now moving on to Perfect Cell, the regular Perfect Cell definitely goes into the B rank in my opinion. He's not as good as the Super Perfect Cell or whatever you want to call the next one, but he is still a decent character without doubt. You know, good moveset, decent damage, decent stats as far as health and stamina go. So again, he definitely comes in the B rank for me. And then moving on to Perfect Cell, the Super Perfect Cell, I gotta put this man's in the A rank because I feel like, one, he's very slept on. His stats, everything basically gets buffed from regular perfect version. His stats in terms of stamina, health, his basic damage, like everything for the most part goes up. And to me, he is just a very good all-around character, and one that honestly at one point was used a bit more, but I haven't really seen him use that much anymore. It's like really he was used more in the beginning stages of Xenoverse 2 when the game first came out. Now going on to the villainous version of Cell, I put him in the B rank. I guess you could throw him in the A rank as well, but I'm just gonna put him in the B rank. To me, he's not as good as the Super Perfect Cell, but he's still a decent character without doubt, of course. So again, I'll definitely put that man's in the B rank. Now, moving on to Cell Jr. Cell Jr., guys, is a character. It's kind of tough because he did change. He's not an extreme squishy anymore. He did change a bit, but still at the same time, I'm gonna have to throw the names in the B rank. I'm sorry. We put all the squishies there, like the Supreme squishies right here. He's not a Supreme squishy anymore. He was buffed a bit, but still, again, gotta put him down there. Just saying. Now moving on to the man's Champa. Champa goes into the B rank. If Champa had better reach in his combos, there's one combo that drops online. If he had better reach and that combo didn't drop online, he may be even in the A rank. And if he had a better moveset on top of those other things, he would definitely be in the A rank in my opinion. But Champa is a character that you can do some work with without doubt. You can get some very heavy damage off with this character, but at the same time, due to the short T-Rex arms, like he literally punches like this, like what the hell is that, you know? Due to that, That's probably one of his biggest downfalls, one of his combos not working online, and then his moveset being kind of below average. That's why we got the man coming in at the B rank. Now moving on to Final Form Cooler, guys. Final Form Cooler, without a doubt, in my opinion, after the DLC 9 update, after the Mentor update, is an S rank character to me. He definitely deserves that title, because the Mentor version of this man is better than the regular version of him, and people would be on the fence on whether that regular version was an S rank / God tier character, or if he was in that A rank. So again, without doubt, after that DLC 9 update with the Mentor version, Cooler is definitely an S rank character. Now moving on to the Metal Cooler. Metal Cooler honestly is highly slept on. Very good character all around. Almost has 10 bars of stamina, over 2 bars of health, does decent basic damage, has a decent moveset as well. Like, Metal Cooler is honestly a very good character, and one that is, you know, in my opinion, again, somewhat slept on. You really do not see this man used that much. I understand, because Final Form is the best, but Metal Cooler is still a very viable character without a doubt. If you don't want that massive hitbox and you just want to use a regular type size character, Metal Cooler again is very good. Now, regular Final Form Cooler, in my opinion, is a B rank character. He's the worst Cooler out of all of them without a doubt. This Cooler honestly is he's just average all around. Like, you know, the damage isn't crazy. It's not bad, but it's not good. The stats aren't crazy. They're not bad, but they're not like good or great or anything like that. So again, I put the regular Final Form, regular Cooler, not Final Form Cooler, regular Cooler in the B rank without a doubt. Now moving on to his evil form. Evil version definitely goes into the A rank, because he's basically just like Metal Cooler with a bit of a different move set, but he still has all that insane stamina, stuff like that. The damage is very good with him and things as well. Now moving on to Bora, guys. Bora is someone that I'm gonna put in the B rank. This is a character, again, another one similar to Bojack, a character where I personally don't like him that much, but at the same time, I've seen people be absolutely saucy with this man as well. So seeing the things that Bora actually can do, I would probably say he is a B rank character, and I'd probably put him at the low B rank, just because his ultimate, that evil blast, still does not work properly. You can still perfect block the actual evil blast part, you know, the blast that he's thrown at you after the counter. You could still perfect block that and get away. So due to that still being blockable and like escapable, I would say that he's a low B tier character. If that was to actually get buffed to where you cannot, I would probably put him as a mid B tier or high B tier character on this list. Now moving on to the man's Dodoria. Dodoria is Dodoria, man. Like, Dodoria is Dodoria. But I don't know. I mean, he does have a Mentor version. I'm only putting him into B rank for the Mentor version. If you're talking regular Dodoria without a doubt is a C rank character. But if you're throwing in the Mentor version, I'm gonna have to say that he would probably be a B rank at that point in time, because the stats on those Mentors are absolutely insane post DLC 9. So even through Dodoria's slow movement speed and combos and things like that, his stats just alone make him somewhat of a viable character. But again, that's a very tough one. I could throw him down here. I really could. The spiky head bastard, I could definitely put him in the C tier. But again, with that Mentor version, it makes it a little bit tough. Now, Demigod, we're not going to put in this because he's not an actual character. First form Frieza honestly is an easy one, so we're going to go over him first. Putting him in the C tier, I mean, low reach, low stats in terms of stamina, not the highest damage in the world. He's just all around really not a good character at all. Shouldn't deserve much of an explanation as to why he is going into that C tier. It should be fairly easy to figure out. Now moving on to regular Frieza, guys. Regular Frieza is a B rank character in my opinion. Honestly, a character that is good without a doubt, has good combo game, stuff like that. If he had better stats, I would put him in the A rank, but due to the fact I believe he has like 6 bars of stamina or something like that, and doesn't have the moveset as good as Goten or the damage input like Goten, that's why we have this man's coming in as a B tier character. Now moving on to the full power version, I would definitely put him in the B tier as well. This is another case, pretty much the same character for the most part. Stat changes a little bit on them, you know, there's some differences in basic, I believe a little bit of difference in stamina, but for the most part, very similar characters in general. Now Frost, guys, Frost is a character in my opinion, Honestly, he can go into that A tier, he can go into the B tier. The reasons I would say he can go into the A tier is because he actually has good all-around stats, over 2 bars of health, around 8.5 bars of stamina, does very good basic damage as well. It's just his moveset is really lackluster, but then again, they did update the poison jab, so I'd probably, because of the update to poison jab, is why I'd probably put him in the low A tier now. Before, I probably would have put him in the B tier because of his very lackluster moveset. But Frost is a very slept on character, and for the OGs of this channel, some of you guys know that Frost used to actually be my main when DLC 1 came out. This was the character that I actually used the most above all because nobody else in the game used him, and he was actually fairly nice. So again, I'll put Frost in that low A tier, but he's still an A tier character. Now moving on to the man's Few. Few is a character you can put up here. I'm probably going to put this man's up here because not only does he have his regular version of him, but he also has the mentor version as well that you can fall back on, which I believe is actually better than the regular Few. And due to that reason, if he got better, he definitely deserves in that S tier, in my opinion, because the man was already very good and annoying with the regular version. So again, with the mentor update, I would probably definitely put him in to that S tier at the top. Now moving on to 13. 13, I'm sad to say he goes into the C rank for me. One simple reason: combos don't work. That's the one simple reason this man is ranked where he is on this list, guys. If his combos were to actually work and not drop, then I would definitely have this man as a B rank character, if maybe an A rank character. Who knows how much damage you can maybe even get out of those combos if they actually work. But the simple fact that his main combo string does not work is the main reason we have this man coming in at the C rank. Now moving on to 16, guys. 16 is a character I'd probably put him to B rank now because of his mentor, but the simple fact that he doesn't have a key cancel kind of brings him back a little bit from all other characters in the game. It's something that he doesn't have, that pretty much every other single character within this game does. So that is definitely something big. And probably why he is a low B rank character, and without that mentor he'd be a C rank character without doubt. Now moving on to regular 17, guys. Regular 17 is highly slept on in my opinion. This is a character that without a doubt is an A rank in my opinion. The damage output that you get with him is very good. You have over 8 bars of stamina, I believe. You have a good amount of health. Like, the character is just very good all around in my opinion, and definitely deserves to be in that A rank. A lot of people who were actually, you know, some of the higher ups and some of the better players when Xenoverse first came out knew about this man 17 and knew how good and dangerous he truly could be. So definitely got him coming in as an A rank. And same goes for 18, man. 18 is definitely an A rank character, especially after the mentor update, in my opinion. Just made her all around an absolute monster. Baby girl is very good as far as the mentor version goes on Xenoverse 2. Like, that DLC 9 update, again, like I said, it changed a lot for mentors and really made so many of them very good and in that A tier without a doubt. So Android 18 definitely gets put in that A tier in my opinion, and it's really, again, due to the mentor update. Now, Rose Goku Black. Rose Goku Black, without a doubt, is an A tier character. I would not say he's that S tier / God tier character, but without a doubt, a high A tier character. Very good character, and character that people use till this day. If you got a DLC character from DLC like Pack 4 and under, and that character is still used to this day frequently, then you know he is a very good character all around. Like I said, this man has good moves, good stamina, decent damage, easy stamina breaks. Like, that, there's everything is there in this man's arsenal. He just doesn't really have the stuff that would put him into the God tier though, in terms of damage, stats, iframes, stuff like that. So again, that is why we have the man coming in as an A rank character without a doubt. And Golden Frieza, moving on to him, this is another A rank character, guys, in my opinion. After that DLC 8 update, this man just became an absolute monster. Like, they literally buffed each and every single one of his moves for the most part, and then finished off buffing them in the DLC 9 update. So between those two updates, this man just got a lot better. Like, his moves just got a lot stronger. So without doubt, in my opinion, he is an A rank character. The one downfall he has is the lack of stamina. Besides that, everything else is very good, and honestly, some things about him are amazing, just saying. So definitely would put him in that A rank, which kind of leads me to put this man, the villainous version, in the A rank as well. Very similar characters, just the moveset changes up a bit. For the most part though, again, very similar characters without a doubt. Now moving on to Super Gogeta. Super Gogeta without a doubt is a god tier character. Everybody should know this at this point in time. The man is absolutely amazing. I mean, the back hit, yes, it got nerfed down a little bit in the sense because of how they made back hits work now, but still the best back hit in the game without a question. Stats are absolutely off the chart. Almost 10 bars of stamina, 2.5 bars of health, does insane basic damage, got a decent moveset as well. So the man just is, again, all around an absolute monster, and there should be no question as to why he is a god tier character. Now moving on to Blue Goku. I'm going to put Blue Goku in this god tier. The only reason he remains a god tier character in my opinion is because of the Kaioken factor, but a lot of the mentors have honestly in my opinion surpassed this man with this DLC 9 update, and you guys will see some more mentors in that S tier as well as opposed to before. You know, that Bardock, Cooler, already 2 of those characters would not be there if this was before DLC 9. Now moving on to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta though. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta without a doubt is an A tier character, guys. I wouldn't put him in that god tier. You know, I'd definitely put him in that A tier of characters. Very good in terms of, you know, stats and stuff like that. His damage for some reason though is just, you know, a little bit, you would think he would be stronger than Super Gogeta, but he's actually weaker than Super Gogeta. So his damage is not as high, and his stats in terms of like stamina and stuff like that is also not as high as Super Gogeta. So that is why we have him coming in as an A tier. Again, it doesn't kind of really make sense when you think about it. Like, you would think Super Saiyan 4 is stronger than Super Saiyan, but that's how they did it in the game. I know it's weird. Moving on to my man's Future Gohan, guys. Future Gohan, I would put him in the B rank normally, but due to the mentor update, I will probably it's tough still because his combos don't give him the most damage in the world, so it's a very tough decision. This is a character that honestly in my opinion can go between the A and B rank, guys. And I also will say this, you know, when you look at the tier list, of course this is not in order, and the A, like, you know, saying that Beerus is the best A rank character or whatever, things like that. No, they're just in that in particular tier, like I'm saying. So again, Future Gohan can be, he can be an A, he can be a B. It really, either or works fine with me in my opinion. It's just that mentor version, man. If it wasn't for that mentor version, he would definitely be a B tier character in my opinion. Moving on to Adult Gohan, without question an A tier character. I would not say he's into that god tier even to this day. Even with the mentor versions, I think honestly his regular version is better than his mentor versions, especially in terms of stats. So I would probably say that Gohan is still definitely an A tier character and has not broken into that S tier, sadly. Now moving on to Great Sandman. Great Sandman is a B tier character based off the simple fact, you know, it's still Gohan. You still have the same combos, things like that. You just don't have as much damage, yeah, and the same moveset. But you can still put in work with this man if you know how to use Gohan in particular. Because again, it is still adult Gohan, just with a little bit lower stats and stuff. So definitely put him into that B tier. Moving on to Teen Gohan. Teen Gohan's kind of sad. It's almost... part of me wants to put him in this C tier. I kind of almost have to, just based off of this alone. His stats aren't the greatest, and then when you look at his reach, that is why this character is not used at all. The fact that his stats do not compensate for the lack of reach that he has is why, again, this character is highly unused. You barely ever see him used, and it's really tough for me to put him in that C tier. If he's not a C tier, he's a very low B tier character at the same time. It's one of the other guys, but it's just so tough to see my man's actually down there. Now moving on to Kid Gohan. Kid Gohan, this character may be short, but is an absolute monster with the mentor version. The movement speed you have with him is absolutely insane. The combo damage you have with him is absolutely insane. Like, the man is very good. You can do like almost 6k damage or 6k plus damage with his combos alone. No moves added with Kid Gohan. And then he has good stats as well. 2.5 bars of health, 8.5 bars of stamina, movement speed out the ass. Like, just a very good character. He was a B rank character in my opinion before the mentor update, and after the mentor update, this man just became absolutely insane. Like, it's so sad to me that Kid Gohan is definitely better than Teen Gohan. It's so sad. It breaks my heart. But anyway, guys, moving on to the next character on this list, we got Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Without a doubt, Super Saiyan 4 Goku gets into that A tier. Everybody should know why. I mean, you got good damage. Combo game is very nice. You got times 10 Kamehameha, best super attack in my opinion in this game. You know, so there's just a lot that really goes in favor of this man, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But at the same time, he doesn't have that stuff to transcend him into that God tier as well. So definitely would put him in the A rank of characters. Moving on to Goku Black. Goku Black is a B rank character in my opinion, especially after the Aura Slide nerf and how heavily they nerfed it. When you take a look at his stats, he's really not that good of a character in terms of his actual stats. Doesn't have that much health, only has 6 bars of stamina, doesn't do the most basic damage in the world. The only reason he's really still there is because he is a Goku. He is a Goku still with Goku combos, so without a doubt he definitely is a B rank character. Now moving on to Kid Goku GT, I would definitely put him in the B rank as well, just mainly because of his reach. If he had better reach, he would definitely be an A rank character because he has good stats, good stamina, good damage, all things like that. It's just his reach is really what holds him back in my opinion. Now moving on to UI Goku. UI Goku, if used properly, is a God tier character. If used properly, definitely a God tier character. But at the same time, if used improperly, this man can be a C rank character. That's the type of character that UI Goku truly is. You know, even till this day, yes, the playstyle was a bit different and a bit changed a bit. But still to this day, if you do not use UI Goku right and correctly, you will get beat down fairly quick with the man without a doubt. But if you actually know what you're doing with him as a character, he is absolutely amazing and can definitely be considered in that God tier without a doubt. Now, Captain Ginyu, guys, Captain Ginyu to me is a C tier character. I mean, there's a reason not many people use him. His stats suck, his combos aren't the greatest in the world, and his moveset is alright, but it's not really great either. There is a reason this man is not used, I promise you. But moving on to Super Saiyan God Goku. Super Saiyan God Goku is similar to Goku Black in my opinion, just a little bit better. You got more damage, you got a little bit more stamina, a little bit more health, things like that. So to me, Super Saiyan God Goku is either a low A tier or a high B tier. One of the two, either or, honestly works fine with me. At the same time though, like I said, his lack of stats in terms of stamina is really what kills him. If he had a bar more of stamina, without doubt he's an A rank character in my opinion. But that like 6 and a little smidgen, it's just really not enough in my opinion based off his other stats as well. It's not like he has insane output of damage or insane health, like anything along those lines. So to me, Super Saiyan God Goku again is a character that you could put in that low A tier or in that high B tier without a doubt. Now moving on to regular Goku, guys. Regular Goku is an A tier character because we're taking into consideration all presets, not just like the first preset or things like that. So when you take into consideration, I believe the Namek preset and the Super Saiyan 3 Buu Saga preset, the one that has like the torn up gi and things like that, those characters without a doubt are A tier versions of Goku. Those two are very, very good versions of Goku. You got everything you really need with him. You got the stamina, you got the health, you got the combos, of course, because it's Goku. You are gonna have his combos. You got good move sets as well. So again, those two are definitely A tiers, and some of the other Gokus you can definitely consider in the A tier as well. There's just literally so many of them. It's hard to keep track of them all. But that's why we have him coming in as an A tier character. Now moving on to Guldo, guys, unless you're gonna abuse Guldo, he's a C tier character. You know, I mean, unless you're gonna abuse the man with the little grab, little thing, the grab cycle, yeah, he's a C tier character without doubt. So again, it doesn't really need much explanation on the man's Guldo. Moving on to Goten, sadly, I got to put him in the C tier as well. That reach really, really affects him in my opinion. And he doesn't have the most damage output either at the same time. Now, is this a character that you can put in work with? Absolutely. For the most part, any character within Xenoverse you can put in work with. But at the same time, Goten really is, he's just really a C tier character in my opinion. So moving on to Gotenks. Gotenks, guys, in my opinion, I'd probably put him in the B tier just because he has much higher damage output than Goten does, has better stats and stuff like that all around, but at the same time really don't find him to be one of the better characters within this game. That short reach, you know, his moveset is he's just an alright character in my opinion all around. So moving on to Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, without doubt a tier character, especially after, you know, we got that second version of him, I believe in like the DLC 4 It was in like DLC pack 3 or 4, one of those two. We got another variation of him, and ever since that second variation of him came in, he has definitely been an A character ever since that point in time, because the one thing that held him back really was his stamina, and also his basic damage wasn't that high on the first version of Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Now the second one, again, that was taken care of. You got over a bar more stamina, and the basic damage went up insanely. So his combos are some of the most damaging in the game, and then you also have that loop as well. So again, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta without a doubt is an A tier character in my opinion. Now we're just gonna move hit up here, and we're not even gonna talk about this dickheaded bastard. There's no reason to talk about this dickheaded bastard. It's unnecessary. He is an S tier character, God tier, without a doubt. Okay, nothing. We ain't gonna say nothing. Now moving on to Jocko, guys, this may come as a bit of a surprise, but Mentor Jocko is actually nice. You can even almost consider him for the A tier, how nice he is and how much of a troll he is at the same time. Like the man is actually very good and decent as a character, without doubt. You can work with this man. The Mentor version is, like I said, he's pretty damn good. You got 8.5 bars of stamina with that balanced version, the balanced type preset. You got 2.5 bars of health. You got good basic damage. I believe one of his combos, you know, the combo where he does like the little hand knocking thing and then like hit you in the stomach and you're like, huh. That one right there, it does almost 6,000 damage with the Mentor preset. 6,000 damage coming from Jocko with just a basic combo. So again, without a doubt, Jocko is a B tier character in my opinion after that DLC 9 update. So moving on to Jace, which is the last character of this in particular part of the video. The second part will feature all of these other characters. Moving on to the Jace though, guys, Jace is a C tier character without a doubt in my opinion. He's just really not good in any way. He has decent combo damage, but besides that, everything else is just very, very lackluster. Low stamina, low health. The moveset is so again, Jace without a doubt to me comes in as a C rank character. But this is what we got so far, guys. This is part 1 of the video. This is definitely going to be a 2-part video because again, it's probably been a decent amount of time at this point in time of me recording. So we'll do part 2 fairly soon. That will drop again fairly soon with all the rest of the characters that you guys see right here. Again, stay tuned for that. Hopefully I'm able to get that out to you guys within the next couple of days without a doubt. But let me know what you guys think of the tier list so far. You know, obviously I just don't want to power through it and rush through it and just put characters in their place without explaining it a bit. So again, let me know what you guys think so far, and also if you guys want to send your tier list to me on Twitter, my Twitter is linked down below in the description. I will have this website also linked down below in the description for you guys as well. But as always, man, thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for part 2. But till then, hope you guys have a good day as always. Peace, y'all.